Happening now, a Jamestown resident accused of causing two separate fatal crashes is finally being held behind bars. And the latest on a city fire ruled arson. Plus super inspirations, we hear from a lifelong friend, a Jamestown native coaching a Super Bowl team this weekend.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, a Jamestown resident accused of causing two separate fatal crashes in Chautauqua County will await trial behind bars. On Thursday, Chautauqua County District Attorney Jason Schmidt announced Randall Rawlison was remanded to Chautauqua County Jail after receiving treatment at UPMC Hammett Hospital following the second of two fatal crashes he's accused of causing. The DA says the 59-year-old will remain in jail as he awaits trial on two separate felony indictments, most notably arising from the December 31st, 2021 death of 15-year-old Alexis Hugan, in which Rolson allegedly struck and killed her while operating a tractor trailer. Prosecutors say they'll also file criminal charges in connection with a second crash on December 5th of last year, which claimed the life of Linda Kramer and seriously injured her husband while they were returning from a concert at SUNY Fredonia. And a 30-year-old woman faces arson and burglary charges following a garage fire on Jamestown's west side. At around 3 o'clock Thursday, the Jamestown Fire Department was dispatched to 296 Fairmount Avenue for a reported garage fire. When crews first arrived on scene, they spotted a woman identified as Ashley Stingle fleeing on foot. She was apprehended by Jamestown police for questioning. After combustibles inside of the garage were extinguished, fire investigators were called to the scene. The building, which was filled to the brim with a variety of garbage and other household items, may be condemned. Jamestown firefighters contacted the Department of Development for further review. Since then, Stingle has been charged with third-degree arson and burglary. Officers said she was held at Jamestown City Jail. Neighbors tell us that the garage and nearby apartment complex is nothing but trouble. One man who did not want to be identified, citing security concerns, told us he constantly contacts the police reporting suspicious drug activity. And 16 people were arrested as part of two large drug raids in Chautauqua County this week. On Wednesday night, narcotics investigators from multiple agencies in the county executed two search warrants at 31 and 45 East Courtney Street in Dunkirk. Investigators also seized 45 bundles of fentanyl, Suboxone, crack cocaine, methamphetamine, scales, packaging material, cash, and two handguns. Several people face criminal possession of a controlled substance and criminally using drug paraphernalia charges as a result. Well, earlier this week, the Community Health Assessment and Community Health Improvement Plan for Chautauqua County was released. As Julia Gress reports, the top concerns are abuse, drug abuse, smoking, and obesity.
When you look at it in the perspective of all of the other counties in New York State, we're actually being hit really hard.
According to data from 2021, overdose death rates involving opioids in Chautauqua County increased 5%. Neonatal withdrawal cases also went up.
33.8 out of 1,000 births in Chautauqua County. That's kind of mind-blowing to me. While in New York State, it's 12.7 out of 1,000 across the state.
In addition to the $8.6 million in funding from New York State to support multiple providers through the New York State Opioid Settlement Fund, the county plans to increase the availability of and access to naloxone training and kit distribution.
Education, prevention, Narcan training, and the list goes on and on.
Interim Public Health Director Dr. Michael Falk says the number one cause of death locally is heart disease, followed by cancer and respiratory illness.
Smoking cessation took a sort of a top spot in our priorities, right? So the good news is that cigarette smoking decreased from 14.1% in 2017 down to 12% in 2020.
The smoking disparity is divided by an income line of $25,000 a year, with a 20% smoking rate under the line. The health department hopes to increase their social media presence to highlight the dangers of smoking and obesity.
32% of Chautauqua County residents have a BMI greater than 30. 66.4% have a BMI greater than 25.
Despite having a lower percentage of obesity than other counties in the state, Dr. Falk says that this is still a priority for the health department. Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Local artists have had their chance to get their artwork displayed throughout the city of Jamestown on a series of new banners created by the Jamestown Renaissance Corporation, Chautauqua Art Gallery, and Parks Department. Those with the Renaissance Corporation and Art Gallery presented at Jamestown City Council this week their plan to help beautify the city. The group plans to judge submitted artworks by committee based on a range of factors, from ages to skill level. Others have had the opportunity to sponsor a banner. In the end, the project aims to beautify the downtown area.
The basic premise is to, add a project to downtown that would improve the beauty, the walkability, and engage the community in, I think, a unique way. So we are going to do a public solicitation for regional artists to submit their artwork, and we will use that artwork to beautify downtown, hanging banners on light poles. And this will be throughout the downtown. 3rd and 2nd Street will be the primary focus, but we'll look for unique opportunities to put things other places.
Potential contestants have until April 17th to submit your work. The banners will go up this June. They'll stay up into the fall. Artists interested in sponsoring a banner can find more online at jamestownrenaissance.org/artscape. Well, the Babe Ruth World Series is returning to the city of Jamestown this summer. The events planning committee announced the news Thursday. This will be the 19th World Series held in the city between 1980 and 2023. On Thursday, August 10th, 8 regional champions from across the United States will travel to Dietrich Park to play ball. Kids ranging in ages from 13 to 15 will face off in this tourney until a champion is crowned the following Saturday. Looking at that file footage there, Andrew, of the city during the summer, you can't believe that it's going to be summer here in just a couple of months. But today you look outside and you think it's spring, not February.
Can't wait for that spring weather. I can't wait for baseball season. Here's a camera we haven't seen in a while. The only on camera from the Jamestown Community College Cattaraugus County campus. Shows cloudy skies over Olean, and there's cloudy skies across much of the region. All of Western New York just has clouds across the region. Nothing precipitation-wise, just a lot of clouds to deal with. Yesterday, we made it to a high of 53 degrees with a low of 33. The record for today, 60 degrees set back in 2001. The record low, negative 19, set back in 1979. So here's the forecast for today. Mainly maybe a couple afternoon scattered rain or wet snow showers possible, but mainly a cloudy day out there. Temperatures today in the low to mid 30s. I'll have a look at that full forecast, including the return of sunshine for the weekend and lasting into early next week coming up, Justin.
All right, Andrew, we look forward to some of that. Thank you, sir. As we continue, we have a lot of football today as Buffalo Bill continues to make headlines at this year's Super Bowl. And later, more on Jamestown's connection to one of the Super Bowl teams as we hear from a lifelong friend of Eagles coach Nick Sirianni. Stay with us.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
So you think you can cook? We're looking for chefs ready to test their skills, competing in a charity cooking show competition that features a platter of unusual ingredients, including popular local cuisine. Judged by a panel of local celebs, chefs are tested in 3 rounds before a winner is crowned. So you think you can cook? Register online at stsusancenter.org. Produced by Channel 716. All proceeds raised benefit the St. Susan Center in Jamestown, New York.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than WNY Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on WNY Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. WNY Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Well, 3 weeks after a state Senate committee rejected Governor Kathy Hochul's pick for chief judge of New York's highest court, a lawmaker has now filed suit seeking to force a full floor vote on the nominee. Republicans and Democrats have joined forces in this lawsuit, challenging the Judiciary Committee's rejection of Hector LaSalazar's nomination to run New York's judicial system as head of the State Court of Appeals. They claim the state constitution doesn't give the panel the last word. Some of Hochul's fellow Democrats opposed her choice of LaSalle, who would be the first Latino to lead the 7-member high court. Progressives, advocates, and labor leaders, as well as other liberal senators, claim that his record as an appellate judge is too conservative for such an influential position. And we have continuing coverage on New York State's legislative budget hearings. On Thursday, the topic was economic development. The hearing broken down into 2 separate areas here. The first on economic development and the second now on high taxes. Lawmakers highlighted workforce development programs, funding for the arts, indexing the minimum wage, and child care as important elements to examine. Now, some lawmakers say there needs to be a better system to track funding for workforce development programs. Witnesses who testified say the data work is being done in the state agencies to see how well funding streams are doing towards the various programs they're connected to. Governor Kathy Hochul's state executive budget proposes funding in 2 different areas for regional economic development councils, with developing long-term strategy plans for economic growth in various regions. Her funding for these councils proposes $150 million in capital grants and $75 million in new Excelsior tax credits to fund high-value regional priority projects. Well, the first responders who saved Damar Hamlin's life were recognized in a tribute video at the NFL Honors before being invited onto stage. The man they saved was right there with him. Hamlin made his second appearance in Phoenix during the Super Bowl week on Thursday, paying tribute to those who had a hand in giving him a second chance on life. He received the NFLPA's Alan Page Community Award Wednesday, a little more than a month after Hamlin went into cardiac arrest and needed to be resuscitated on the field in Cincinnati. He appeared again at NFL Honors Thursday after the Bills and Cincinnati Bengals training medical staff, along with the staff at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, collectively called Team Damar.
Every day, I am amazed that my experiences could encourage so many others across the country and even across the world. Encourage to pray, encourage to spread love, and encourage to keep fighting no matter the circumstances.
Hamlin collapsed on the field after a collision with a Cincinnati Bengal wide receiver back in January. Well, with Super Bowl Sunday now just days away, a penalty flag being thrown at the National Football League. Some former players announced they're taking legal action against the league's disability program for health-related reasons. John Lawrence explains more.
As the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs get ready for Super Bowl 57 at Arizona's State Farm Stadium, 10 former NFL players are suing the league's disability program, Commissioner Roger Goodell, and the Disability Board. Among the claims in the lawsuit, the former players say that they were wrongfully denied benefits and that the NFL allegedly found ways to limit payments for their health problems.
We're the one league that goes back every year and reevaluates everything we do, whether it's a safety rule or whether it's a competitive rule, whether it's taking out techniques to make our game safer for our players.
NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy issued a statement on the lawsuit that said its disability plan is, quote, fair and administered by a professional staff. And the league says some of the actions taken have made a difference on the field.
Overall injuries in games this year, whether it be preseason games or regular season games, we're down somewhere between 5 and 6%.
We encourage players and coaches and everyone else to come forward when they have symptoms so we can deal with those medically and make sure that they're handled professionally.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
In newly obtained documents, the Memphis Police Department claims former police officer Preston Hemphill lied about the traffic stop involving Tyree Nichols. Hempfield was seen on body camera footage tasing Nichols and later heard telling his partner, "I hope they, quote, stomp his ass." The department fired him last month, and the chief has recommended Hemphill lose certification to work in law enforcement anywhere in Tennessee. In that document, it says that Hemphill told investigators that Nichols tried to grab his partner's weapon, but there's no video to corroborate that statement. Hemphill said Nichols started fighting with him and his partner before deploying the taser. The video evidence doesn't corroborate that either. The document says Nichols was resisting but running away when Hemphill tried to tase him. Coming up next, we introduce you to a new furry friend up for adoption as part of our Pet of the Week segment. And later, we hear from a lifelong friend of Eagles coach Nick Sirianni, who's leading his team to the Super Bowl this weekend. But first, when we come back, Andrew has much more on our weather forecast.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Primitive Patriot Outdoors, as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa, to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
There are two silver linings here. One, that no injuries were reported, and two, they were able to contain the fire from spreading further.
Western New York has a new congressional member representing them.
One of the things that made Betty White so unique was the fact that she connected generations of fans throughout the decades. Take a look at the display here.
WNY coverage comes first.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
Downtown Jamestown, we're under cloudy skies. The current temperature is 33 degrees with a west wind of 23 miles per hour, a wind gust of 30 at the Jamestown airport, and it feels like 21 degrees out there. Here's some of the wind gusts from across the region over the past 24 hours. The Buffalo airport had the highest miles Fredonia and Dunkirk both had a wind gust of 52. Jamestown at the Jamestown Airport, 36 miles per hour, and Olean at 32. So it was a windy day yesterday. And here's a look at the update on where we stand in snowfall. We're still well below average. Average this time of year should be about 68.6 inches of snow. So far, October 1st to date, we have 37.5 inches at the Jamestown Airport, which means 31.1 inches below average, and we're not going to be making that up anytime soon. Here's what's happening across the Northeast right now. That low pressure system that was responsible for all the rain we had yesterday and the cold front that moved through last night is currently moving off the east coast, and right now we just have some cloudy skies behind it with a couple of snow flurries to contend with this afternoon. So let's time out future scan for the next 48 hours. Through the rest of the afternoon out there, cloudy skies, a couple of snow showers, maybe rain showers will take us through the afternoon and into the evening. As we head in overnight tonight, again, a couple of snow showers possible. We start the day off tomorrow with a couple of flurries, cloudy skies. Then high pressure builds in, and I'm just going to let it run on through the rest of the afternoon, tomorrow night, and into Sunday, because we go partly to mostly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon and into Sunday, and the partly sunny skies will stay right on through into early next week. So here's your weekend forecast. Couple early morning flurries tomorrow, then the sun comes in the afternoon, temperatures in the lower 30s. Mainly clear skies overnight tomorrow night, and then mostly sunny skies on Sunday, and the temperatures rebound into the lower 40s for Sunday. And now the next 7 days from Ultimate Satellite Solutions, we keep the dry weather headed into early next week, Monday and Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the lower 40s, and our next best chance of rain comes heading into Wednesday and Thursday, but temperatures might make it into the lower 50s for those days, Justin.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Come back to the wall if you can. I just got to poke fun at this because I just realized this right now.
Yes, I just realized this.
Apparently,
you're not supposed to wear green on the wall, and this did not occur to me not to wear a green shirt until like 10 minutes before the show.
Oh gosh, if you stand in front of the icons, it looks like you have a cloud on your chest. There you go, yeah.
Yes, never wear green on a
partly
green wall.
cloudy there, folks.
And double check your wardrobe before you go to work.
All right, Andrew, thank you. Well, now in an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're partnered with the Chautauqua County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week. Brian Papalea joining us in studio to talk more about this week's featured furry friend, and no green to be found on him, Brian.
No, actually it's her. This is Mabel. The best, you know, I was thinking about, we have our football blanket here with the big game coming up on Sunday. You know that often it gets boring. And you have people at your house or something, and you're wondering, like, what would we do to entertain them? If you come and adopt Mabel, whether it's today, we're open until 5:30 today, or tomorrow from 11 to 3, she will be your entertainment throughout the game.
Yes.
This is the stillest she's been since we've been here. She's 7 months old. She was found. Somebody found her, I don't know where, but she was obviously homeless, and they brought her to the shelter. She was just spayed yesterday. And she is up to date on all her vaccinations, and she is ready to go.
I gotta say, she looks identical to my mom's cats, Morgan and Mickey. And they're about the same, a little older maybe, of her. But identical, like she could be their sister. I'm not even kidding. Morgan, Mickey, and Mabel. There you go. I don't know if my stepdad would be about that, but my mom definitely will call you later. I guarantee it.
I feel like they're animal lovers. I get the idea that I've met them a couple of times.
But Mabel, you mentioned when she's so young like this, for a family, for anybody, whether you're football fans or not, it doesn't matter who you are. Don't have to have a Super Bowl party to adopt, but it could help. But on that point, she's ready for a household.
Yeah, she is.
You make her who you want her to be.
Yeah, a little bit. Normally I would be like, yeah.
But she's energetic.
Yeah, she has good energy. And if you're looking for a cat, you know, some people want that. They want a cat to be able to play with and interact with, and she will eventually turn into a lap cat. I think for the most part. I mean, they usually kind of end up that way anyways once she starts to, you know, put on a little weight and eat more food and get used to being home.
Right, likes the snuggles more and decides like milk, right?
Yeah.
Some cats love their milk, and after a few years of milk, they get that the water weight.
And then, actually, there's all sorts of things you can give cats. Google it to make sure you're doing safe or talk to your vet, but it's fun, the things that you can, vegetables and different things. It lives in Whiskerville with other cats. So right now she's living, I think, with like 6 or 7 other cats. So she does have that cat experience, although the slow introductions are always necessary.
And then the dogs, when they're this young, she usually could be open depending on how they're introduced.
Yeah, a lot of it, again, it goes back to the introduction. It goes back to, will she have a place she can kind of have her own space, hide or be away from the dogs. And that's a conversation that our adoption counselors always have with people in those scenarios. So.
Absolutely.
Trying to make the best matches we can make.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, too, it comes down to meeting them, right? You can see her on TV or online, and it's like, set up a time, meet Mabel. This weekend, people can stop by and see her?
Yeah, we'll be open until 5:30 tonight. We're open from 11 to 3 tomorrow. And just stop in and say you saw her on Western New York News Now. We'll get her out for you.
Awesome. All right. So, Brian, Mabel, thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you, Justin.
Another great center, Pat here at the center. And if you want to learn more about Mabel, more than we had, chqhumane.org is the place to go. Coming up next, how Jamestown's Super Bowl connection inspires locals. We're hearing from the lifelong friend of Coach Nick Sirianni.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
So you think you can cook? We're looking for chefs ready to test their skills, competing in a charity cooking show competition that features a platter of unusual ingredients, including popular local cuisine. Judged by a panel of local celebs, chefs are tested in 3 rounds before a winner is crowned. So you think you can cook? Register online at stsusancenter.org. Produced by Channel 716. All proceeds raised to benefit the St. Susan Center in Jamestown, New York.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
Police and other local law enforcement agencies are looking for the person responsible for a shooting.
One of the benefits of this new feature is it not only works with the newer parking meters that the city's been rolling out, but these traditional meters as well.
From muddy trails to slick cliff edges to structures that have fallen into disrepair, these are just some of the problems that this park faces.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Among the stars of Sunday's Super Bowl include a Jamestown native and longtime football player turned professional coach, Nick Sirianni. His accomplishments are inspiring to his hometown, but most notable, a lifelong friend. Our Brunson Rasmussen has the story.
Jamestown High School's head football coach Tom Langworthy has been lifelong friends with Nick Sirianni since both were in first grade at Celeron Elementary School.
We lived in the same neighborhood in West Ellicott, one block away from each other. So we spent many hours together, many days together, playing sports in the neighborhood, playing organized sports, spending time together. Our families were close together.
While not planned, Langworthy and Sirianni chose similar paths in life.
I think our love for competition and love for athletics led to a career in coaching when our playing days were over. So
the now Philadelphia Eagles coach, rise to fame, is inspiring not just to his lifelong friend, but also the entire community.
Examples of that, David Hinson is involved in the game as a scout. He's a graduate of Jamestown High School, 1995 graduate. Nick Sirianni, of course. Roger Goodell has roots to the area. Stephen Carlson is a 2015 Jamestown High School graduate, played in the NFL. Everything that you could ever want to achieve can happen right here in Chautauqua County, and that's the lesson I think that's inspiring to students and adults.
In a show of support, Langworthy is headed to Arizona this weekend to cheer on his lifelong friend.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Yes, we're headed there. My wife and I are headed there after school today and looking to support Nick, root for the Eagles, and looking forward to a great a great weekend in celebrating an Eagles Super Bowl win.
City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, with kickoff starting at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday, which you can watch the game live on Fox. And Justin, this Sunday is going to be a nice one. I'm going to get the nice snacks.
Beautiful. And maybe your cat, right? An Eagles cat, right? You never know.
Well, what are you doing at home? Let us know.
That's it for us today. We'll leave you with a shot of Finley Lake. Have a wonderful weekend and go Knicks.